कालं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वादीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमजलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyananda, we welcome you all to today's segment, to today's program on the Nithyananda TV, with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. We are entering into the second day of today's program, today's series of learning about the preamble of the Constitution of Kailasa, the Bhagavad Gita. We're going to be, over the past couple of, since yesterday, and for the next couple of days, we're going to be learning more and in depth about how Bhagavad Gita, making Bhagavad Gita as a part of one of the many facets of the Constitution of Kailasa, is one of the best decisions which can be made for a country. And it is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who was ordained and who has made the Bhagavad Gita as the preamble of the Constitution of Kailasa. So entering into today's topic of discussion, are algorithms and AI, is it Maya? Maya is playing in our everyday lives, but are we able to see it? Today's world is that of a digital one. The most populated city is the internet, with 4.95 billion active users. On the internet, most users are either on social media, and the driving force, what is the driving force behind social media? That is the algorithm. Algorithms are a real-life example of the play of Maya in our lives. They drive us through the virtual reality of the internet, where we live much throughout our day. We welcome you all back today on this series of the preamble of the Constitution of Kailasa, the Bhagavad Gita, with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Joining with me is Srinitya Brahmasukananda Maharaj, who will be helping all of us to have a deeper insight and understand about our digital world and Maya. Nithyananda Maharaj.
Yes, Nithyananda Maharaj. So yesterday we had spoken about how the constitution is decided for a nation and the inner space of the person who is forming the constitution. However you frame it, the person drafting the constitution matters. The inner space of the person drafting it matters, no matter how unbiased they claim it to be or we claim them to be. The Constitution of Kailasa is drafted by not a person, but by an avatar, an incarnation, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. After walking the length and breadth of India, traveling to all parts of the globe, and interacting with people from all walks of life, the Supreme Pontiff has understood the need of today's man and has brought forth the best solution, which is time-tested, foolproof, and is literally the essence of Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Vishada, the dilemma of Arjuna, is born out of violence, born out of ego, his identity, his false identity. He could wage war on those he did not identify with, but he could not with whom he could relate with himself, literally his own kinsmen, one way or another. The bonds were rooted in his ego, and to cut these bonds was for him a feeling of destroying his very self, what he identified as himself, but was not really him. This is Maya. This false identity and the false relationship based on this identity is Maya. Maya is that of our incompletions. That which is not real but appears as absolute is Maya. Maya is not unreal in the sense that it does not exist. Maya truly exists as reality. It veils, it covers the reality. The ultimate truth, the truth of inner divinity, our infinite powerfulness, and therefore it is unreal as illusion.
As we mentioned earlier, the most populated city in today's world is that of the internet. And here are some statistics to back that up. The average person spends 6 hours and 42 minutes online per day. And the most popular activities on the internet are watching videos, which is 23% of the people who spend their time online, and social media, which is 22%, and email, 19%. In 2021, there were 4.95 billion active internet users worldwide. And this number is expected to grow to 5.7 billion by 2025. Each and every one of us watching this live stream are citizens of the internet. And it is here a majority of our lives are lived. It is here where the play of Maya is also happening in our lives through artificial intelligence and through algorithms. These algorithms drive us through the virtual reality of the internet, which we are engaging with for most part of our day, for the most number of hours in our life. This is a Maya that we have created for ourselves with the information we subscribe to, as we are only being fed back the same similar type of information, same type of content again and again and again. We can observe in this algorithmic age, we move our way across the internet, being driven by various algorithms that measure every movement of our cursor, our eyes, and our reactions. These algorithms are literally an extension of the senses that Bhagavan Sri Krishna says we have. And they are the artificial intelligence.
Yes, and now as Mangala Maharaj has been talking about algorithms, let us define algorithms. What are they? Let's understand them. Algorithms are used to target people with information that is likely to interest them. So this can be used to promote positive or negative behaviors. It works both ways. Algorithms can be used to target people with information that is likely to interest them. This can be used to promote all kinds of various behaviors, various patterns that people are having. There are different types of algorithms. For example, ranking algorithms determine the order in which the content is displayed in a user's news feed. Collaborative filtering algorithms recommend content to users based on the content that other users who are similar to them have liked or interacted with. So there's a kind of a profiling happening online where you are in a way put into a particular box. So that defines like, okay, these are the types of users which are similar in behavior. So let us feed them a particular kind of content. So that is also done by algorithms. Content personalization algorithms tailor the content that users see based on their interests and preferences. Now, there are also crowdsourcing algorithms which use feedback from users to improve the quality of content that is displayed. Machine learning algorithms use data to learn how to make predictions about our behavior. These algorithms are used to keep users engaged with the platform and to show them content that they are likely to be interested in. For example, various social media platforms and these the entertainment platforms that we use on our mobile phones and this and that, web series, they all use these different kinds of algorithms to basically keep the users hooked all the time, maximum amount of time on the very app, on that very platform. So, however, there is some concern that these algorithms can be used to manipulate users and to spread misinformation. That is a very big concern that the whole world community is facing. The algorithms basically replay our thought current back to us. First, it reads our preferences, our emotions, our patterns, and then they, in a way, exploit that and feed that back to us. And hence, it can get very addictive to just being on the internet and forget our entire lives around us.
Sorry. The internet is where the modern day Arjuna dilemmas are happening. The Vishada or the despair. If you've studied the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you will know the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. The dilemma, the despair, the powerlessness, addiction, suffering of endless pleasures, sorrows, and depression of the modern day are clearly visible in a person's browsing history. It is on the internet the modern day Arjuna dilemmas are happening. The internet and algorithms itself are not at fault here. The internet is the ultimate resource, and algorithms and AI are only going to be taking us to a more efficient, elite, and more high functioning world. The supreme pontiff of Hinduism is modern to the point of taking confidence in the internet's tools to learn the facets of building a new nation, physically as well as digitally, in today's world and in its digital infrastructures. We are addressing the programming behind the artificial intelligences, behind the AIs, where some are misusing, abusing its abilities in order to keep us hooked to their platforms without bothering about the damages and negative side effects it's having on our users, having on all of us, feeding an unending shower of information, of images, video based off our search histories, our clicks, and so on.
Yes, Mara. In fact, I was thinking that users might be thinking like, why are we bashing the internet so much? It's such a useful tool. Then what are we really trying to say? So basically, the point is this, that it can be used as a tool of exploitation, even though it is actually a very powerful tool which can contribute, which has already contributed so much to humanity. And we find ourselves in a situation where the internet, a tool to empower us and give us success, seems to be something that currently brings so much of distance, destruction, and shallow sense of gratification to us. It is very unfortunate that this very powerful tool is being used, or we should say abused, in that sense, in that way. So this is a reflection of Arjuna's dilemma when he shares that his Gandiva, his bow, which is a tool that can help him win the war, becomes heavy and slips from his shoulders. The very same weapon, same tool. Arjuna is not able to find strength in it anymore. The power, the war of life, which is supposed to give us glory and fulfillment, seems to be nothing but an endless repetition of our mistakes and patterns. And the same thing is just getting amplified by the internet. In fact, you can even say like internet in some cases works as just an agnostic tool, and it just reflects our own self, our own patterns, what we are wanting it to do. Since we ourselves as people, we are filled with so much of patterns, and this, and the whole thing just gets reflected back to us. And then also exploitation happens, which is an additional factor. This is the dilemma Arjuna faces when he sees his swajanam, his kinsmen, through it, his algorithmic repetition of their past watch history, feel that the internet won't empower them anymore. The grief of Arjuna makes him unable to drive into the war, same way the grief of our unfulfillment in our own lives drives us away from living enlightenment. This is called depression of success, where though we are surrounded with everything, empowered with all the tools of success in our lives, everything, wealth, health, all the choices, malls and clothes and this and that, still we are unable to feel successful and have any hope.
And so this is where Kailasa is your true friend, giving you the promise of listening. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is allowed to empty himself. In the first chapter, he is allowed to put everything on Krishna's listening. Krishna's silence in the first chapter is his compassion, his listening to his close friend. Just as any true friend who would hear you out and let you to breathe out all your frustrations. The first principle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, of the Hindu spiritual practice, is that of Shravana, that of listening. And this is demonstrated by Bhagavan Shri Krishna with ultimate compassion in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Listening is directly connected with your ability to handle reality as it is, without creating your own unconscious ideas and conclusions. The principles and governance and enlightened sovereignty that we can understand from the first chapter of Kailasa's Preamble, of the Constitution of Kailasa's Preamble, the Bhagavad Gita, or the promise of listening. The first principle of Hindu spiritual practice, Shravana. The promise of sacred pluralism. No matter if you operate from mind, heart, or being, we will accommodate you through the Shastras, Stotras, and Sutras. The promise of attending to your dilemma. Your dilemma is real, but it covers your truth. It covers your inner divinity. And you are depressed because you are simply overwhelmed that you made a mess of yourself. So come to terms with yourself that you are responsible for any unfulfillment or any incompletion you carried. You know this for a fact, hence you feel stuck.
Yes. In fact, going back to the internet example, we are looking at today, ultimately, we cannot blame the creators of our AIs, of our algorithms, virtual world for anything. We can only understand our ventures into the virtual world were our decisions, why we chose to enter into them, why we created the demand in the first place, what are we looking for. We will only feel empowered and take responsibility for each one of our decisions on what content we consume, on what content we choose to consume. Actually, we should be grateful for the internet because these AI algorithms, we have found our beloved Swamiji and now even enjoying the benefits for Kailasa's digital infrastructure today. The Supreme Pontiff is actually keen in using and fully implementing these digital technologies and solutions for helping people, for building Kailasa nation. And by being able to live all his teachings through social media, spreading them, contributing, and enriching people. So now, how do we come out of this Maya? That is the question. How do we break free from these bonds, from this powerless lifestyle, and take control of our life? Mangala Maharaj, would you please guide the viewers?
Yes, Maharaj. Actually, the internet and the algorithms, the artificial intelligence, there's so much growth happening now. So just before we close this segment, there's just one thing which I wanted to share with all our viewers. With the rise of ChatGPT and all these other artificial intelligence-based tools, which are helping us in making our lives more effective, making our lives more efficient. We're able to do more and more things now with all these tools in our hand. It is like a knife. The knife, if you give it to the hand of the criminal is going to be doing criminal activities with it. Same knife, if you put it in the hand of a cook or a chef, that knife is going to be used to cook food and to serve people. The knife itself isn't at fault here, but how we use it, from what inner space, from what thought, from what cognition we are using it, it is involved in taking decisions in our life. That is what matters. Even if the internet, the artificial intelligence, all of this is not available to us, with whatever is available to us, we will be only abusing it, misusing it without having a proper cognition, without having the proper inner space. And so, as Brahmasika Maharaj put it beautifully, how are we going to come out of the Maya which is surrounding our life? Maya is only a veil, it is only a curtain, it is only a screen. No matter what image, what screen, anything you do in front of it, Maya is always going to be covering it. Changing of the objects, changing of our surroundings, changing our life itself is not going to change anything. It is just simply the removing of the veil which needs to happen, removing of the veil of Maya which needs to happen, which will help us to understand, help us to realize our inner divinity. The first and foremost law, the first and foremost principle in the Constitution of Kailasa, the first and foremost right all of us have as Kailasians is the right to live as Paramashiva, is the right to feel, express ourselves as Paramashiva. And so now we're going to be entering into the Nithyananda Satsang, where directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, listening to the powerful cognitions and truth directly from him, have darshan to raise our very consciousness of ourselves to that of the higher consciousness, where all these compulsory disorders, all these compulsory decisions which we are taking out of our compulsion, all of these will be relieved from us. They start becoming redundant in our life, irrelevant in our lives. And so for this, let us now actually prepare ourselves to enter into the next segment of today's program, which is the Nithyananda Satsang. We request all our viewers to please sit straight with your head, neck, spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your Anandagandha. Visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism residing in your Anand Paramashiva with the 25 heads and 15 hands. Now, start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and allow the mantra to reverberate throughout your entire being. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue to be in this deep space of restful awareness and listening as we enter into the next segment of today's program.
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life.
Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samaramba Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, Manifestors, Sarvabharityagis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasa's e-Gurukul students, everyone sitting with us, Kailasa's NHU students, Paramashiva Ganas, Paramashivoham Season 9 participants, sitting with us through Kailasa TV, Kailasa's NTV, Kailasa's HNTV. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Already the Krishna Janmashtami has started. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. The absolute compassion, absolute love manifests with cosmic vision about life. Understand? Already Krishna Jayanti has started cosmically. Even though we will be celebrating it tomorrow, as per the country time, I think 11th, 11th August in India, we will be celebrating. But cosmically the mood has started. I should say that today's message can be understood completely. Listen to this message. If your vision expands, you ooze, radiate absolute compassion, absolute love, which is power. Understand? Neither compassion nor love is weakness. Both are power. Delusion is weakness. Neither compassion nor love is weakness. It comes from the power of the cosmic vision. And I want you to know, whenever you manifest powers, suddenly your being becomes matured. And it starts radiating more and more love and compassion. I have always seen very good power manifestors are absolute non-violent. They just feel everything related to violence is irrelevant. Hey, I am telling you, when I raise myself to a existence where my enemies can't attack me anymore, can't harm me anymore, they become irrelevant. They are no more enemies. Understand this. Ayo, keta vairunje enna avanangane theriyali. You see, that is the way I live my life. I just make myself, my lifestyle, space, my mission, and myself absolutely unreachable for the enemies. Over. Then they become irrelevant to my existence. and they are no more enemies. When somebody is irrelevant to your existence, why will you even remember them as enemies? I tell you, really, the simple secret is expand your vision. That's all. Listen, I'll give you one example. Understand, everything in the world, in the universe, is Nitya, eternal. All the good you do is eternal. It comes with you forever. Same way, all the bad you do comes with you forever. The secret to drop the sufferings from the bad is dropping that pattern. See, if you decide to drop that pattern due to which you do bad things, all the bad things you did in the past, all of them lose power over you, they just die. They just die. All the bad karma just disappears, gets burnt. The moment you burn the pattern, karma is also burnt. Same way, at one point in your life, you need to burn even good things. If you do dana of the good things, it gets burnt. If you sacrifice your punya, do dana, it gets burnt. Understand? In your life, you have to burn bad and good both. If you burn only bad and want to enjoy good, you can enjoy. That is also your freedom. Watch today's satsang 3-4 times, because I am going to reveal many of the cosmic vision, the reality of life. First thing, everything is Nitya, eternal. If you cherish enmity, anger, violence, do some actions because you have an upper hand, don't think you can escape from it. Be very clear, good and bad both are Nitya, eternal. You can get rid of bad. Bad can be burnt if you burn that pattern due to which you cause bad things. You can get rid of good when you want to get rid by simply doing dana of that good. Like how Karna gave all his punya to Krishna. Being a great devotee, Arjuna got Vishwarupa only for a few seconds. Karna had Vishwarupa Darshana, and in that space he was given liberation. Karna moksha is not an ordinary joke, I tell you. Karna moksha is the absolute compassion of Krishna. Krishna, in his element of compassion, is Karna moksha. Because how much Karna abused Krishna, I know. The way Karna, just to please Duryodhana. See, Duryodhana abusing Krishna is nothing, because everyone knows Duryodhana is shit. But Karna is a man of a character. strength and glory and certain charisma and energy. When a personality like Karna abuses Krishna, it's a real insult, real abusal. But Krishna using his personal quota, each incarnation has their own personal quota. They have a veto power to give liberation to any kind of persons, any kind of being. So, Krishna has decided to give liberation to Karna for various reasons, because he himself planned and took that Surya Kavacha and Surya Kundala from Karna's body to protect Arjuna. So he decided that, let me liberate, let me give at least moksha. One beautiful thing with Karna, he has done so much punya by dana. Hey, listen, I tell you, there are multiple levels, purposes about dana and dharma and charity in Hindu tradition. Maybe in some satsang I'll explain. Now I'll just give you a few lines. See, there are some kind of charities done to keep the concept and value of currency alive. See, if you make people feel currency is not reachable at all, it's very difficult to get it, currency will lose its value. Understand? If too much of currency is available, it will lose its value. Like you will have to carry $1 billion for your petrol bunk. There are some countries where $1 billion bills have come, $1 million bills have come, but no value. If too much is available, it will not have value. And same way, if it is too difficult to get it, it will not have value. To keep the greed of the common man on currency alive, but not to make too much available and to make him work towards that false idea of currency, the value of the currency is kept. For that, the actions done is called dharma. Listen, in yaga yajnas, large yagas, kings will do this charity. Whoever comes, they are given. That is actually the way of keeping the currency's value alive. Whatever the king decides should be valued in his country, he will do that as dharma. It is dharma with the purpose of keeping the value of that currency alive in the society. If that king feels pearls is the largest gem available in the country and he wants the value of the pearls to be really kept current, then he will do dana of pearls. So the whole city knows, wow, pearls are important, pearls are important, pearls are important. Understand? What I am talking is a very subtle economic principle. Listen, all the big charity done by the big billionaires, trillionaires is just this. They want to keep the value of the currency. They want to make a common man still have hope of achieving currency, so he is forced to work continuously. Listen, I will never believe the charity of trillionaires. If you are having the charity mind, you will not be waiting to make trillions and then start your charity. All right, let's not get into that subject. Leave it. Let me talk about only how the Hindu kings kept the currency current. Currency will be kept current only if the greed and hope is kept alive. See, neither people should have too much, nor they should lose hope that they are never going to get it. So the currency can be kept alive, currency can be kept current only if there is a balance between availability and non-availability. To keep that balance, certain actions are done as a homa, yaha, yajna. A large kind of charities are organized. See, in Hindu tradition, it says that kings from multiple nations will come with the best things available in their kingdom and do large quantity of charity in Kumbh Mela. For example, the Pandya Raja will come with like huge quantity of pearls on large elephants and do dana of that pearls in Kumbh Mela. Why? Doing good is one. Next, the concept of pearl, and pearl is precious, pearl is valuable, is promoted among the millions of people. Understand? Each nation brings their best. Through dana, they promote it, make it as current in common man's life. Same way only the diamond. All the precious gems are kept alive and current. Chola Raja will go with large varieties and different kinds of rice. And not only give food, give charity of the grains also. Pallavas will go with large, various quality and quantity of silk dress and establish their brand. Understand? Any purpose associated with charity becomes dharma, not dana. No purpose associated socially, morally, in any sense, and no direct, indirect benefits are expected, a pure giving is dana. Karna has gained so much punya by the pure dana. Now, if he wants, he can live as Indra due to that punya. But Krishna knows liberation, enlightenment, moksha is much more than living as Indra. And he goes and stands in front of Karna. Last moment. And asks Karna, give me all the punya you have earned. Please understand, Karna knows it is Krishna, not some ordinary Brahmana. He knows it is Krishna. Read Mahabharata. When Karna gives dana, that whole statement clearly shows Karna knows it is Krishna. Hey, I tell you, listen. Anybody who knows Sanskrit and English both can make out in my being, this whole satsang is going on in Sanskrit, I am translating in English. The structure of the statement I am making, the structure of the statements I am making, the sandhi samasa connections, and the places where I am connecting the statements and ideas, places where I am leaving it without connecting them, assuming you will connect and understand, this whole flow, if you know Sanskrit and English, you can simply make out, I am thinking in Sanskrit and speaking in English. Actually, I am not thinking. It is getting downloaded. That's the truth. It is getting mapped in Sanskrit and getting translated into English. You just see, read the transcript of my satsang or listen intensely the way I structure the statements. How I put the verb, noun, how I connect them. This whole flow, you can simply read and see. See, the language I am talking, the words I am talking, the words I am uttering, maybe English words, but the grammatical structure is Panini's. It is not the English grammar. Understand? Anybody who knows even little Sanskrit and little English can understand this truth I am declaring. Watch any of my satsang. You can see very clearly the Panini Sutra, Panini's grammar-based structure, the statement's formation using English words is my satsang. Whether I speak in Tamil or English, in Tamil satsang also, complete Panini's grammar, Panini's sutras, that Mahabhashya structured statements formation using the words which is used in Tamil language. Actually, 60% are Sanskrit words, and in those days there was no separate like a Sanskrit words and Tamil words. It's one and the same, both from the same root. So I don't want to get into that fight. Let me be very clear. Listen, whether I speak in English or Tamil, the fundamental statements I form, the way I develop my logic, the way I connect the concepts, everything, if you see, you can very clearly see inside it is going on in Sanskrit and outside it is being spelled out in English. Any Sanskrit scholar, any person who knows Sanskrit and English can simply make out, I am speaking in the structure of Sanskrit grammar. Same way, if you just go and read the original verses of Krishna receiving dana and Karna giving dana, read the original verses. Simply you know, Krishna knows why he is doing what he is doing. Karna knows why he is doing what he is doing. And Karna knows very clearly it is to Krishna he is giving. I want you to internalize this one thing very deeply. The way I form the structure, the way I connect the logic, and sometimes leave it without connecting, expecting or assuming you will understand it as it is. You will connect it and grasp it. This whole flow is not Wren and Martin's flow. Wren and Martin is the grammar book we read in the schools. It is not the flow of Wren and Martin. It's a flow of Panini. I use English vocabulary, but the grammar structure, grammar format, grammar foundation of Panini. My statement formations are more closer to Tukrunj Karana than Wren and Martin. Understand? And I tell you, if you are listening to satsang regularly, already your brain has started mastering the foundation of Sanskrit structure, Sanskrit grammar, and statement formation in Sanskrit. See, the way the nouns, verbs, other components of the statements connected, and the concept or the truth or the idea is conveyed, is very profound in Panini. So the structure I am manifesting is from Panini. Panini's structure using English words. That is why all my satsangs, digital translation, translating based on computer will be too easy. And the accuracy will be very, very, very high, because what computer does is my brain is doing. See, computer uses the foundation of the Sanskrit grammar and uses the vocabulary from various languages. Because the foundation structure of the Sanskrit grammar is the most beautiful, strong, powerful infrastructure. See, think in Sanskrit, you will never fall into depression because your mind can't be broken. You need to know your body is very important for your life. Because only through your body you are enjoying your life. Same way, Your verbal structure inside is your mind. If you constantly repeat inside that you are healthy, happy, blissful, in next 3 months you will see you become that. If you constantly start repeating, I believe I am depressed. If you repeat that for 3 months, you will become that. So consciously, the words you empower and repeat inside you is your mind. That is why I insist on learning a little bit of Sanskrit, because a Sanskrit grammar mind very difficult to break. Actually, it can't be broken. That's the truth. If it can be broken, you are not thinking in Sanskrit. You may be a scholar in Sanskrit, but thinking in Sanskrit is different. I don't think, there is no thinking in me, but the mapping happens in Sanskrit. You see, pick up my earliest available video. I think earliest available video we have, my satsang is something like 2001 or 2. Pick up that. That's in Tamil, I think. From that video till today's satsang, analyze everything. Whether I spoke in Tamil or English, both language. See the way the Sandhi Samasa, verb, noun, organizing. The way I repeat, insist, connect few things again and again, and the way I leave it unconnected or without connecting, without being bothered to connect it, some concepts, ideas, words, everything if you see, absolutely, it flows with Panini. Sarve sarvartha vachakaha yoginah pakshe. Patanjali writes in Vyakarana Mahabhashya, Sarve sarvartha vachakaha yoginah pakshe. All words give all meanings from the perspective of an enlightened being. So, an enlightened being is perspective of understanding of statements or sentence is completely holistic. Understand? Maybe some of my disciples who know Sanskrit and English, you guys can do the analysis of the statement I am making. All the statements I form and present will be Sanskrit grammar based, structure based. That is why if you feed my English satsang and translate it into Portuguese or French, the translation will be very accurate. Then anybody else's Sanskrit, take somebody else's English talks, feed them into computer and translate them digitally. The translation's authenticity, and feed my satsangs into computer and translate them digitally. The translation's authenticity, accuracy, mine will be too high. The reason is computers themselves are programmed to follow the structure base of Panini, because that seems to be the most perfect, comprehensive, best possible structure for translation into any language in the world. Padena varana vidyante varuneshu avayavanacha vakyat padanam atyantam pravivego nakaschana. There are no syllables in words, there are no parts in the syllables. There is no meaning when you break a sentence part by part, because Shabda Brahman is akanda, unbroken. This is from Vyakarana Siddhanta, Vakyabadiyam. The one who is enlightened, one who has realized Sabda Brahman, for him all words mean everything, as he understands all sentences holistically and holistically. HOLISTICALLY and WHOLLISTICALLY. Listen. Now let me convey the truth I am trying to convey. If you read the original verse, when Karna is giving his Kavacha Kundala to Indra, the way he addresses the receiver, it shows very clearly Karna knows it is Indra taking dana with the ulterior motive. The sarcasm Karna is expressing when he is giving dana, and the reverence with which he is addressing the receiver, you can see very clearly Karna knows it is Indra who is receiving. Same way, when Karna is giving all his punya, the reverence and devotion he demonstrates in the words. Karna knows it is Krishna receiving. Listen carefully. Listen. Both Indra also came as an old Brahmin. Krishna also goes as an old Brahmin, because an old Brahmin will never be denied. Both come in the same disguise, but if you read the statements of Karna, you will know very clearly he is not getting cheated. He knows to whom he is giving and the side effects and after effects, but giver is a giver, is a giver. Mahadani Karna. I think that Surya's DNA, Surya's quality of giving is in the DNA of Karna. If you read the statements Karna uttering when he gives his Kavacha Kundala armor to Indra, and the statements Karna is uttering when he gives his punya to Krishna, you will see very clearly Karna knows what he is doing and to whom he is giving. Anyhow, Krishna receives it and gives liberation. And I tell you, actually I wanted to explain the glory of Krishna, but I ended up in explaining the glory of Karna. Anyhow, here both need to be glorified for their role in this whole psychodrama. When Karna gives all the punya. Immediately, Krishna reveals his Vishwarupa, one side giving moksha to Karna, other side telling Arjuna, now send the arrows, because all the Arjuna's arrows were not affecting Karna, because Dharma Devata is punya. The punya of Karna was protecting him. No arrows were able to touch. Now Krishna has taken away all the punya. So Arjuna's arrows killed Karna. And Krishna liberated Karna. Understand the truth I am trying to convey to all of you. All punya you earn, if you don't want them, just by dana you can get rid of it. All sins, the sufferings, bad karma you earned, if you don't want them, just burn the pattern due to which you commit those karmas and sins, they will leave you. Understand the larger vision of life makes you deeply compassionate, deeply loving. I tell you, Krishna's sacrifice is more than his life. See, many people will sacrifice everything in their life to have to be known as a great person in the history after their death. Even that is a big plan. To be known as a great leader or a great person, great being in the history. Varalaru mukkiyam amaichare. Palamanguni Pandiyargal. So understand, many people will do many sacrifices while they are alive to be remembered as the great personalities in the history down the line. But Krishna, knowing forever he will be called as womanizer, he sacrifices his brand by giving life to 16,000 women he rescued from Shishubala's palace. Listen, I tell you, extreme power manifestation like Krishna will be absolutely established in celibacy. Fools and dash 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 are those who think Krishna is womanizer, that is why he got that 16,000 women. Fool, 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 fool. I can go on, utter this word any number of times. He rescued them. They were the haram of Shishubala. Naturally, in society, nobody was ready to marry them or give life for them. And Krishna cannot tell all 16,000 of them to commit suicide. He gives them, don't worry, you are all my patnis, my ardhanginis. What a sacrifice. If this status was going to be gained, even I would have been loved to be part of that gang, that team. Where will you get the status of Krishna's Patni? Krishna's Ardhangini. Sorry, it is not Shishubala, it is Narakasura. From Narakasura, he rescued them. Mahabharata mentions as Narakasura. Factual correction. After killing Narakasura, he rescues those 16,000 girls, women. Please understand, in the history, if Krishna was known as a womanizer, his whole purpose, his advent itself may be affected. People may not follow his teachings. He took the risk, saying, the real people who are seekers, who need to be saved, who are interested in real enlightenment, moksha, will recognize what I am doing is sacrifice, not womanizing. He had the kind of the guts. What a sacrifice. I tell you, if you are a devotee of Krishna, understanding the whole facts and the happenings in and around Krishna, you are liberated. Because if you know how Krishna operated, why he did what he did, you will know exactly how your consciousness should operate. As I said, I may be uttering the English words, but my foundation grammar is Panini. Same way, if you understand Krishna, you may be living in the modern world, but your foundation will be Paramashiva, the enlightenment. Your consciousness will be Paramashiva. English words are not wrong. Renan Martin is wrong. Living in the modern world is not wrong. Being materialistic is wrong. Understand Krishna is absolute sacrifice, love. Everything of Krishna. Krishna's life itself is dana, given to this world out of absolute compassion. Understand? The human beings have become so cranky just for their own birth greed to possess the things of this world. See, they have gone to the extreme. Either I possess or no one possesses. That is the devilish mentality, demonic mentality. And too many demons have evolved with too much of capabilities during that period. That is why Krishna has to create a controlled condition, Kurukshetra, and diffuse all the demonic weapons, demonic people's powers and capabilities. Like how they diffuse the nuclear infrastructure, the atomic infrastructures, the atom bomb infrastructures. Same way, Krishna created the controlled condition called Kurukshetra in his own very breathing space, and it dismantles all of them, diffuses all of them, and saves the whole Srishti. He saves the Srishti by diffusing all of it, and too many deluded, greedy people and their weapons and their powers, he removes all of it. He cleanses all of it and saves planet Earth. Conducting the Mahabharata war is one of the most beautiful, compassionate service Krishna has done. If Krishna has not conducted the Mahabharata war, today we will not be having the planet Earth where we can sit and talk to each other. If we are sitting and talking to each other, if we human beings are still on the planet Earth, worship Krishna. Just his sacrifice. Shraddadeyam, Ashraddaya adeyam, Shriyadeyam, Hiyadeyam, Piyadeyam, Samvidadeyam. Taittiriya Upanishad talks about dana. Translation is, dana should be given with Shraddha, authenticity. It should never be given without authenticity. It should be given in plenty, with modesty, with humbleness, with compassion. All this definition simply goes to Krishna. He gave his whole life, his brand, everything about him. Still gets blamed. Still gets blamed as womanizer and warmongerer. See, when demonic people like either I possess or no one possesses gets weapons, they destroy the whole world. The Srishti would have been destroyed. If Krishna did not conduct the Mahabharata war and diffuse all the weapons, powers demonic people had, if we are still sitting in planet Earth, just worship Krishna. He is the founding father of the planet Earth we are sitting. If it did not happen, we will not be having the planet Earth now for us to sit and enjoy. Because some fool would have destroyed it with some Brahmastra or Narayanastra. The greatest achievement of Krishna is destroying all the weapons in one controlled condition and saving the planet Earth. When I was in the Mailapur Ramakrishna Math as a brahmachari, I'll never miss going to Parthasarathi temple. Kapalishwara temple and Parthasarathi temple, these two are my favorite. Every day I'll go and stand in front of Parthasarathi. When I see his mustache, tears will roll in my eyes because Krishna grew beard and mustache while he was in Chennai, in Triplicane, because he could not shave the face. Bhishma Bana, the arrows of Bhishma has hurt his face so deeply, he could not shave. That is why even now, the Parthasarathi, Tiruvallikeni Parthasarathi, if you see the Utsavamurti's face, you can see all the Bhishma Bana. After the war, Krishna came for rest to Chennai. On the ocean side, he rested to recover. So that is the Triplicane Parthasarathi temple. That's the only temple I think Krishna is with mustache, beard. Because he was recovering from all the wounds. He could not shave. I tell you, whenever I see the Parthasarathis mustache and the Utsava Murti of Parthasarathi, tears used to roll in my eyes. What a compassion. Just you took the arrows and saved the planet Earth. Just to keep the planet Earth alive for all of us. You took everything on your face. The absolute compassion. I want to build one temple for Parthasarathi. Any one of our temple, I will install Parthasarathi. In the very farm, he lives in Triplicane. Maybe any one of our temple, in the beach side, any one of our beachside property, I want to install Parthasarathi. The very farm, he is grazing in Triplicane. Extreme compassion. You can see Parthasarathi with mustache. Because of the Bhishma Bana, arrows of the Bhishma, so much of wounds on his face, he could not shave. He just left there. He grew beard and mustache. The whole family is with him, taking care of him. In Triplicane, if you see in the Garbha Mandir itself, the whole family is there. Parthasarathi. Parthasarathi is symbol of extreme compassion. Get the Utsavamurti photo and project. Here you can see Parthasarathi. The original photo of the Utsavamurti of Parthasarathi. You can see in the face all the Bhishma Bana. How it has hurt the face and almost like a features are hurt. you can see the close-up, the Bhishma Banas, the arrows of Bhishma. Understand? Whether the physical arrows of Bhishma, he took it on himself, or verbal abuse of Shishubala, nothing stopped his sacrifice. What a personality. Hey, you should teach Krishna to your kids, not other stupid warriors. Krishna is the hero. I think next few days I'm going to sing the truth of Krishna, reality of Krishna, not glory. Nobody can glorify Krishna. How can you glorify the glory itself? திருவண்ணாமலைக்கு தீபம் போடுவியாடா? திருநெல்வேலிக்கு அல்வா கொடுப்பியாடா? You can't glorify the glory itself. I'll speak the reality of Krishna as he blessed me, so you can all understand and experience Krishna. I tell you. Like how, even though I am using English words, but fundamentally I am a Sanskrit grammar, Panini Sutra. Same way, if you understand Krishna, even if you live in this world, your foundation will be Paramashiva. To live as Paramashiva, understand Krishna. Krishna manifested the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva, superconsciousness of Paramashiva, Kailasa of Paramashiva, absolutely to its ultimate. The powerful weapons existed at that time: Brahmastra, Narayanastra, Brahmanandastra, Bhargavastra, Pashubhadastra, Brahmashirsastra, Brahmashirsa Astra. Each one of them are independently capable of destroying the earth. But too many demonic fellows had possession of these weapons. So any one fellow goes crazy, will destroy planet Earth. It was on the verge of collapse. Any day the planet Earth will be destroyed. Any one guy going crazy. So that is why Krishna has created a beautiful controlled conditions and diffused, destroyed everything. With one Drona getting killed, the reproduction industry of Brahmastra is finished, over. Like that, he finished all of them and diffused and saved the planet Earth. Parthasarathi is responsible for the planet Earth we are enjoying. Everything belongs to Parthasarathi, which we are enjoying. Krishna is absolute incarnation of Narayana, who comes down to save the planet Earth, because maintenance is Narayana's responsibility. Paramashiva's maintenance phase, from that Narayana emerges And Narayana's responsibility is maintaining the planet Earth, sustenance. So Krishna manifests and does the job of protecting sustenance. How much Krishna has to go through? The extreme tyaga. It's not that end of the war. He is going to be coronated. No, somebody else is going to be coronated. He goes back to his Dwarika. Only gets blamed as a warmongerer. Gets cursed by Gandhari, even to lose his Yadukula. So finally, he tells the Surya Vamsa, see the Orissa, the Kalinga was ruled by Surya Vamsa. He tells the Surya Vamsa people to keep his Jiva Samadhi. His body was handed over to Puri. Actually is the form which he used, he, Balarama and Subhadra, all that their physical body is in Jagannath temple. The Jagannath deity represents the physical body used by Krishna, Balarama and Subhadra. I'll reveal more things about it later. Every way, the Krishna sacrifice. Let's celebrate Krishna. So, 11th night, 12th early morning is Janmashtami. But cosmically, it has already started. So, I want all of you to practice that mirror meditation I gave you yesterday. If you just sit in front of the mirror, keep the Atmalinga, put Jnananjana on your third eye and your reflection's third eye. Remember, now the cosmos is expanding and expansion is accelerated with that Maha Shabda. Sheva, Sheva, Sheva. You will reach the same frequency and you will see cosmos in the mirror, not just the body you are carrying. Then this Maha Shabda Siddhi happens to you. You can manifest powers, whatever you want with this meditation process. Please do it for next few more days. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
if you decide to take your life in your hand and rewrite your future, that is Ishwaratva, being a leader. Being a leader means rewriting your future. Please understand, I am not teaching you personality development. No. I am not interested in doing a personality development program here. I am interested in helping you to rewrite your future. Means a total, complete disconnect from your past root patterns, from the past ideas you carry about you and the world. I tell you, no one can enter into your completion. No one can change the way reality occurs to you.